Hi everyone, this is Gingerbeard Man with a video about how to get Padme Amidala. Padme can't even say her name. Padme Amidala. Maybe there's a reason why I couldn't get her. I got her without Grievous, and if you were like me, you tried to get her day one on the second time event coming around, and she completely decimated your team. I was at tier 5. I'm going to talk to you about how I got from tier 5 to tier 7 completed. Maybe some of you tried hard, really hard, and still weren't able to get her. A lot of people, they were able to get her because they planned for her. They geared up General Grievous, they geared up the Separatists, they got Brood Alpha, Hive Mind, and everything. A lot of us didn't. A lot of us didn't have the resources in terms of gear to get all that, or we were focused on other things. Like for me, for example, I was focused on gearing up farming and gearing up the characters for Malik, and then Malik never came, so that didn't pan out at all, unfortunately. But maybe some of you tried really hard. You tried to get her over and over and over, and you kept trying, you kept trying to get the girl, just like little Annie. You kept trying, and you've all these years, all these days, this entire week, you've kept that hope, just like little Annie, all grown up, trying to get her, and it hasn't panned out. But I want to let you know that in spite of the fact that she has rejected all your offers to go out for a Melu run, or to go shoot Womp Rats on your T16, try out your new stun gun, whatever it is you've tried, offering Padme, a ride on your new starship, whatever it is you've tried, she's done what she did to Anakin, right? Her response has always been, wait for it, please don't look at me like that. It makes me uncomfortable. A big, flat out no, right? Padme has been rejecting you, she's been rejecting me. I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing and how I did it. So yesterday, one of my guild mates, he went in the chat, and he said that he got her, and that he had done it with none other than a wingman. He needed a wingman. That's it. He got the girl with a wingman. That wingman was Nute. It was Nute Gunray. I was like, whoa. So I went in there, literally the second attempt I ever did on tier 5. All I did was switch up my team. It was the same exact team. And all I did was put Nute Gunray as the leader, and boom, tier 5 done. Went over to tier 6, boom, tier 6 done. And then I had to try really hard at tier 7, but eventually I got her. And guess what? All I did at tier 7 was throw mods on my characters. I didn't add any more gear, I didn't farm gear. I had a gear 7 Nute, gear 8 Sun Fac, a gear 9, a gear 10 B2, and then a gear 10 Dooku, and a gear 12 Asajj. And so what I have is the footage of some of the failed attempts at tier 7, and then finally the footage of me finally beating her, and then some footage of just me showing the win, the final win when I got her. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to explain real fast the strategy that I developed, as I was fighting all those failed attempts. It took me about 2 to 3 hours to finally get to the attempt where I beat her. There's a lot of RNG with it, like it takes a little while, but and that's the trade-off. That's the trade-off. You spend all the time and gear to make it an easy win, right? Spend time and gear equals you get Padme in your first attempt, right? If you don't have the time and the gear in terms of farming to get her, then this is what you got to do. You got to spend a couple of hours tweaking your character with some mods and just getting the turnover down right. So what I'm going to do is, if you got to do that, I'm going to talk about a strategy that I used. The first and most important thing was extortion. That's what changes everything. Always extort the enemy that doesn't have extortion, that's gonna move next. Those two things, always, always, always. And if everyone has extortion, keep extorting, because it's a nice little damage, a little bit of damage that everyone takes. And the second tip is do some damage to everyone throughout the turns, to all the characters. Do more damage to um, Jolie Fishdough, as he's called, more Padme and Anakin. Get them close to 50%, but don't get them quite to 50%. And then after having some damage to General Kenobi and to Mace, because what you want to do is you want to be able to stun Anakin and then kill Jolie Fishdough, all at the same time keeping up extortions on Anakin. Because what saved me when the RNG was good was I was able to kill Fishdough when Anakin was on stun, and he takes his next turn, but he doesn't attack because he was stunned. Or he takes his next turn and he decides to use extort, and then it gives my team profit. So I was able to work around and mitigate the damage that Anakin deals because I was keeping him stunned with Dooku, and keeping extort on him so that he wouldn't use his turns to do damage. And that was really, really key. And the other thing was stunning Padme just before she used one of her specials. Her special where she stuns and calls everyone to assist, and her special where she heals people. So it was hard because she would heal Jolie Fishdough, right? And it's like, oh man, like my past 2 or 3 turns of dealing damage are now gone. So once you've done some damage to everyone, and then you get Jolie Fishdough, Padme, and Anakin down, just about 50%, you want to be stunning her so she doesn't heal. And you pay attention because you're gonna have to choose between Padme or Anakin, which one you're gonna stun. So if Anakin has extort and Padme is about to go, stun her, right? So that she doesn't heal up Fishdough or whatever, because you're gonna kill him on Asajj's next turn, and so you have a chance that Anakin's gonna use extort instead of deal damage when he dies. Like that's kind of what you want to do. And so the reason why you do that is because you want to be able to kill those 3 characters pretty quickly within 1 or 2 turns, and not give Anakin as much RNG chances to not use extort, as much RNG chances to do damage as opposed to using extort, right? And the other thing is, if Asajj has enough profit and all 3 of them are just above 50%, and Anakin's thing hasn't triggered and he doesn't have protection up, and that's the other thing is, never ever ever use Nute Gunray's assist, because they're going to get protection up and you're not going to be able to eat through the protection up before your team dies. So do not use Nute's assist. It's dumb. Just keep extorting and using his basic whatever. So if RNG has been good, and there's enough profit, then the AoE on Asajj when they're below 50%, or they're at 50% and one of them is below or something like that, you use her AoE, it kills one of them because she has enough profit, it kills one of them. Then the next time she goes, she gets to do it again and kill the rest off. So in 1 to 2 turns, you can kill all 3, and that's what the strategy is. Get the 3 of them down close enough, and then micromanage the stuns so that, and the extorts, and bank on the RNG on one of your attempts so that Anakin isn't taking turns and doing damage on his turns, so that you can get Asajj to wipe out the 3 key characters. And then once it's just General Kenobi and Mace Windu, it's a breeze, which is exactly what happened in my final attempt, and how I won. So that's the gist of it. You've been watching these, the failed attempts as I go as in the background here. And so what you can do is now, I'm going to show the footage of me winning with 4 characters left because the strategy works so well, and then I'm going to show you the mods and the characters themselves. And my team, as you'll be able to see, is only 79k power, and that's the lowest power I've seen anyone get Padme with this event, and without General Grievous. And so that's what is so awesome about this team and Nute Gunray and this strategy. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This is Gingerbread Man, another fellow Star Wars fan. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please leave your comments down below. Tell me about your attempts and tell me about the teams you're using, the parts that are hard for you and what's going on. I'd love to see and understand your struggle and what's happening, so that I can better talk about the and maybe comment as well on what's going on and what team you're using, and I'd be happy to share and help or whatever. But I want to hear what you guys think about this, and hopefully if it helps you, please let me know if it does, and throw me a like and a sub, and thank you very much.